Hey, Becky Sweeney here, and I am Craig's wife, and he's the pastor here at Heights Church, and I also am the receptionist here in the church office, and I'm so glad to be with you in this season of Lent. And our thread is relying on Jesus, and I'm coming to you today talking to you about the Good Shepherd. And we're reading in John chapter 10, verses 1 through 15, if you want to join me and follow along. It's quite a bit of verses here. So it starts off, I tell you the truth. Anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes on ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. Now Jesus used this figure of speech, but the Pharisees did not understand what he was telling them. Therefore, Jesus said again, I tell you the truth. I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I've come that they might have life and have it to the full. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the good shepherd and does not own the sheep. So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. Okay, a couple observations. Jesus is the only way to God. He is the gate. And whoever enters through that gate, that narrow gate, shall be saved. The enemy of our souls only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus came that we would have life and have it to the full. The Good Shepherd willingly lays down his life for the sheep. This is what we're going to celebrate on Easter. He knows his sheep by name. He knows your name, my friend. He goes ahead of his sheep, and his sheep follow him. And because the sheep know him, and the sheep know his voice, they will not follow the voice of a stranger. And this reminds me of a time years ago when my kids were little. And I was at the park with a friend, and she was telling me about, and this, my friend's a believer, and she was telling me about a book she was reading. And the book was about health and nutrition. But as she was reading the book, she said she began to think about the book. And she told me in these words, she said, these words in this book, these are not the words of my Lord. She recognized that the words in that book were not the words of her good shepherd. And it makes me wonder, how well do we know the voice of Jesus? Are we familiar with the voice of the Good Shepherd? Do we recognize his voice? The way that we do that is through prayer and through his word, right? Are we listening to many voices? Voices that lead us into chaos, anxiety, confusion, and even lead us into sin. Are we listening to the one voice? There's really only one voice that matters, and that's the voice of our Good Shepherd, Jesus. My friends, do we trust the Good Shepherd to lead us into and out of any situation? Listen to these words from Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. That means I lack nothing. He alone makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He alone leads me to still waters. He alone restores my soul. This is what the one voice does. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? Because the Good Shepherd is with me. His rod and his staff, they comfort me. He alone prepares a table before me in the presence of my very enemy. He anoints my head with oil. My cup is overflowing. My friends, we can trust and rely on the one and only Good Shepherd. I love you, church. Be blessed today.